higher. You are listening to an exclusive review. ASOT, A State of Trance.
Hey, what's up and welcome to another 10 questions. And this week we have someone very special from my childhood, one of my heroes. When I went to the festival when I was when I was 16, 17 years old, and I sneaked out to go to the festival. This man was playing most of the times. Welcome, Misja Helsloot. How are you doing, man?
I'm fine, thank you.
You have something...
I didn't know were you ever a little kid? You were this big.
I was tall, well, you know,
okay.
But I was still young. Anyways, I have 10 questions for you by the fans submitted through Instagram.
Okay.
And let's kick it off. The first one is from Andrew Chu Ai Fati. Easy name. Which track made you fall in love with trance?
I think that should have been Paul van Dyk, For an Angel.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was a little bit... back then you didn't have trance or techno. It was just dance music.
Dance music,
yeah.
And do you remember the first time you heard it?
Yeah. I can't remember the venue, but it was in Amsterdam. And he was playing together with Sven Veit and Carl Cox. So that's pretty strange.
That was possible in the past, yeah.
Yeah, it was possible.
And they played the same records.
Yeah, they did. But that's I think the first time I heard it, and I went up to the guy because I didn't know him. Because in 1994, and yeah, that's still a special feeling.
You went up to Paul, or you went up to the local DJ?
I thought he was Dutch.
Oh, that makes sense. I thought he was Dutch for a long time as well.
Yeah.
And you already mentioned it in the normal interview on air that you kind of fell out of love with trance. And what brought you back into the music again, like a couple of years ago? Was there like a spark that you were like, okay, I want to go back into this music again?
Yeah, I think it was a certain Universal Religion compilation from Armand.
Okay.
I'm not sure which year. I think it was with the astronaut on the cover.
Joseph Kiblansky artwork.
Yeah, with the astronaut in the big flowers and stuff. And that kind of made me feel the melodies again. And then started to listen to it more and more and more. But I'm still the real uplifting. Yeah, not going sideways or upways or downways.
Okay. All right, next question comes from Elena69 Luca. When did you start making music and which producer was your biggest inspiration?
It's getting boring. Again, Paul van Dyk. Yeah, because it was the only guy who did a lot of small acid sounds and all the little sounds. And I started back in, I think, 2002. Back in the time you didn't have VSTs and you really needed the hardware stuff. And that's what I really loved, being able to work with big synths and all that kind of things. And that's what I really liked.
Do you still do that as well? Or
I sold them all.
You sold them all?
Yeah, just I needed more room.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, children. That's what it's called.
And you never regret it that you sold them?
I still got one. I still got a Roland JP8000. Still got that, and I still use it. It's so much easier. And like I already said, I'm not finishing everything myself. So in other studios, I maybe replace a VST wire hardware synth. So yeah.
The sound of the JP though.
Yeah.
Next one comes from CM Malone. Always has good questions. If you could time travel, would you look into the past or into the future? Yeah. Putting you on the spot.
I think I would like to look into the future.
Yeah.
Just to see what happens to my two sons.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I would like to see. Maybe when it goes wrong, I can still change it. No, but
or maybe you can see if Feyenoord will do well in the near future.
Well, not the near future.
Just throwing it out there, man.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Next one comes from Snee Kamachi. Which plugins do you prefer when making music? Like, what is your go-to when you work in the studio?
Spire.
Yeah?
Yeah, immediately. And Serum.
That's the first things that you load in, like.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, and I use a lot of the sample packs from Dave Parkinson.
They are great.
Yeah, they're massive. Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, absolutely. You can make a track out of just the sample pack. That's I think it's possible.
Well, there's many tracks out there that are pretty much made by him. So
yeah. Absolutely.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Next one comes from Jack. What's the one tune that will always get you dancing? I would love to know that too.
I think that's that's Ali and Fila Lost Language.
Okay.
Yeah.
With the guitars.
Yeah, it's got like a special memory, just like old friends and good feeling. And I think I heard it the first time he played for us when we did events in Delft. Create.
Yeah.
And he played for us with Christmas together with Alex Morf. It was like a small club. You cannot.
I remember that. I was there.
So, I think he played it for the first time, and it was, for me, it was a really special moment. Having two, back then, good friends in a small club, and just that track just touched me. And I still, even if I play it, I still get goosebumps.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's.
And you already mentioned them. Your two sons. Are they into music as well, or are they more into Fortnite?
One is into music, but not my music. More into hip hop, and the other one is more into About to Plop. And
makes sense.
K3. That's
K3.
like a fight.
K3. Nice. Okay. Next question. Tom Evans. Do you prefer DJing or producing? That's always one of the main questions.
DJing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, that's why how it all started for me. I started back in 1994 DJing, and it was mostly playing all night, or at least 2 or 3 hours. And from a certain moment, it was needed to make music as well. And then I just taught myself somehow. And but still, playing is way favorite for me. Yeah.
How did you get your first DJ gig? Because I mean, you already mentioned it. It's 1994. These were different times.
Yeah, I think it was at Luna Park. But that wasn't really Luna Park, but a guy from Luna Park, 2 o'clock Rom.
Okay.
And he had a small club somewhere in a basement in Rotterdam under the Lijnbaan.
Okay.
I'm not sure what it was called. Clockwork. Something like that.
I think it's Toffler now, isn't it?
No, that's the other side of Rotterdam.
Okay.
Yeah, but something similar. And I met Ron a lot of times, and we always had a lot of fun in Basic Beat, the record store, And
was it that Ron?
Yeah. No. 2 o'clock Ron.
Okay.
The big guy from.
I don't know. Sorry.
No, that doesn't matter. And but he gave me the opportunity to play, and
you were just like, hey, I have a couple of records with me. I want to play in your club.
No, I was just giving tapes to everybody. Back in the days, you gave tapes, or if you were really modern, you gave burned CDs. And that's what I did a lot. That's also how I got to do In Trance We Trust 1, just giving tapes to Tiesto. So that's how it worked.
I actually wonder about that one, because you did In Trance We Trust in 1998.
Yeah.
How did it come about?
Again, the same record store, Basic Beat in Rotterdam. I was working on their website in the office, and in the meantime, Tiesto was working behind the counter, just selling records. And we just had a lot of fun, and we just had the same taste for music. And he was still doing Forbidden Paradise compilations, and then he started to do his own company, Black Hole. And he, I think it was on a Friday, and we had some drinks together, and he said, yeah, if I got my own company, I'll give you a compilation. But you're like, yeah, whatever. Yeah. That's what I thought. But no, he kept his promise, and still thankful for that.
Are you still in touch with him, or not at all?
No. Just I played together with him on Ibiza in Privilege like 4 or 5 years ago, and then you're a little bit in touch, but he is just in, out, gone.
Yeah. Because you had the same when earlier in the show you had the same thing with Armin. Of course, you toured with him back in the days. You must have a lot of funny stories.
Even Armin played on my wedding.
Well, there you go. That's a good one.
Not with her, but with somebody else.
Yeah.
But that's still kind of strange, because we played together in Norway, like Armin said, for I think it was 9 gigs in a row. It was on some kind of a summer tour.
Wow.
And he was my
support act.
Yeah, he was my warming up.
Do you have any funny stories of that period? That no one knows.
Yeah. I have to ask Armin.
No one's watching, so it's all right. You have to ask for permission. All right.
No,
coming in 10 years.
Yeah.
Biography.
Yeah, something like that.
All right. Too bad. I would have loved to know a little bit more, man. Come on. One little funny thing.
About Armin? Or
no, about that tour. Digging into his memories.
It wasn't Armin, but it was the guy who organized it. And he wanted to show his appreciation that Armin was there.
Yeah.
But even though he was so drunk, the promoter, but he was also playing. And in one set of 45 minutes, he played Communication 3 times. and it was still vinyl. And he played it one time in 33 rounds per minute.
No
and one
way.
time 45 rounds per minute. And then he was thrown out by the by the security. So yeah, that's...
The promoter got thrown out by the security?
Yeah, the promoter was thrown out by security because he was so drunk.
This must be interesting times.
So that was back in the time of when Communication was released. So that's...
So was it sped up or was it slowed down? Like a speedcore remix or like a lounge mix?
I'm not sure which tempo it should have been, but one time it was wrong, for sure.
Eric Newen wanted to know what happened to your record labels First, Second and Gesture.
Yeah, we just stopped it. I did it together with 2 friends, and it was in the time when MP3 was taking over from vinyl. And we just, it was a hard time because it was something we did beside our jobs, and for me beside the music and playing, and it became harder and harder to make some money. And we just pulled the plug before we started to lose money. And all we could do was give all the artists their rights back. And that's what we did. Yeah, it's still a shame, but it just didn't work out anymore. And the technique was going faster than we were, and we were not like a really professional company, which is like a hobby and doing things. But we were kind of lucky knowing Tiesto, maybe knowing Armin, that our tracks were played and on compilation, so we made a little bit of money. But when the MP3 came and streaming, and it became harder to make.
So a lot of record companies were panicking, and you guys were like, okay, we're not gonna do this.
I'm not gonna. Yeah, that. Yeah.
Why didn't you jump on a digital empire back then? You didn't see any future in it for the moment, or
no? For that moment, we didn't see it, and of course, now I regret it because I still got a lot of questions, or we still get tracks, or. But I regret it that we stopped. But at that time, I just didn't. Even if at this time working with computers and internet, I didn't see it becoming that big.
No, because it was those were terrible ages for people that made music, because Napster was there and everything was just downloaded.
Yeah, now it's good there is Spotify, but
there was no legit way to download anything.
No, and that's for example, you could just buy one, or you could just sell one MP3, then it go out in the open.
Yeah,
that's what. Still, it was no security and all that kind of stuff. So no, it was too hard to make it work.
Yeah.
Still. Yeah,
and you had First, Second, and now you're gonna now you've joined Grotesque as an A&R.
Yeah.
Do you think Grotesque is gonna go the same way as First, Second, style-wise, and maybe because you had a progressive label as well, Remark?
Yeah.
That's going to be Grotesque Dark.
Yeah.
Or, that's the aim that you're gonna have.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's still Grotesque. There's still like a big fan base. A lot of people are like surprised it's still there because it was
and a massive festival, of course.
The festival in December in Rotterdam, and but there's still a massive fan base because now we're posting new releases and new signings and that kind of stuff, and people are like reacting happy that it's still there, and that makes me that gives me a good feeling for the near future, so we can build. Well, we don't need to build up again, but just go on where it stopped. Yeah.
Awesome. And the next question comes from El Shepherd. Besides music, what are your other hobbies? And fine art.
Hobbies. I used to game a lot.
Yeah.
But now my son is getting older, so he's not doing a midnight sleep anymore. So I can't game anymore because I cannot shoot 10 people while he's watching. So that's a thing, and basically all my hobbies are behind the computer. I love to make websites. It's also a job, but I just love to do it. Make things make things better.
Okay, yeah.
And yeah, it's that. It's a lot of
Coding stuff.
Coding stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah.
What is the last website that you made? As a little plug.
At the moment, I'm working on a new platform, which is something like Uber. It's called Drive Me.
Okay.
And there you can get a driver for yourself to go somewhere. And that's what I'm building at the moment. So, yeah.
So suddenly that will blow up and you will move to Silicon Valley and...
Yeah. Already bought a house. So, yeah.
Nice.
We'll find a way.
And last but not least, John Scad wants to know, where is the one place you always love performing?
Where I always love
performing.
I love to go.
No, performing. What is your favorite place on the planet to perform? Diving back into memories again.
Yeah, I think it was Jaarbeurs, Main Stage Trance Energy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's for me still a massive memory. Yeah, so 2020 Main Stage, A State of Trance.
There you go.
Yeah. So, now I ruined the surprise.
Now you ruined the surprise.
Damn
my
it.
God. Well, thank you so much, Misja, for answering the questions. And of course, the 8th of November, the CD comes out of What the Helsloot, and 1 week later, the digital version, right?
Yep.
Any surprises on the CD that we didn't hear in the show yet?
I did a collab with Fred Baker, which is different.
Okay.
To maybe the little bit older sound of trance.
Like Confirmation?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And I did a Boris Brejcha-like remix of a track which always made my set back in the days when I just started.
Which is?
Sean Dexter, Synthetica.
Okay.
And I did a deeper remix of DJ Misja. It was me, but it was called DJ Misja Emotion. And it was the first track I ever made. It was together with Chesto.
Midtown Days.
Yeah, and I did a deeper remix from that. Yeah, that's
awesome.
Yep.
So 8th of November, the CD, 15th November, the digital version of What the Helsloot. Well, thanks again, and I hope to see you again very soon. Thanks for watching the 10 Questions with Misja Helsloot, and see you next time. Bye-bye.
Lifting you higher. This is A State of Trance.